Hey, everybody. Jim Klauck, aka Check a Pro Joe, here on the Check a Pro radio show. Today we're talking soft wash, soft washing, and I've asked an expert friend of mine to join me. His name is Garrett Bosqui. Garrett, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Jim. How are you today?
I am living the dream. Thank you so much for joining me. I know something about what you do, but I don't think most homeowners understand soft wash. They've heard of power washing, pressure washing. Soft wash is kind of a unique boutique industry that more and more people will understand going forward because you guys are really growing this industry of soft wash. What is it?
Yeah, so you go back 10 years ago, nobody knew what soft washing was. It was pressure washing, power washing. Most people didn't know there was a difference between the two of those. But now, over the last few years, we've really been pushing it soft washing, soft washing, soft washing. People are now starting to call and ask specifically for soft washing. But we get that tail of a question: what is soft washing? So, soft washing, I call it the alternative to pressure washing. So, instead of the blasting of power washing, we're going to chemically treat the home. It's going to kill all the mold, mildew, algae, all the bacteria. It's going to break loose all the dirt, the grime, the cobwebs, the bug nests, all the webs, and it's going to just rinse away with garden hose pressure. Okay. It's going to last 4 to 6 times longer than pressure washing. We're going to use a third of the water as pressure washing, and it's not going to damage the surface like pressure washing often can. So that's the big difference of what soft washing is.
Pressure washing is actually quite dangerous. Soft washing doesn't have the same dangers. In pressure washing, you could literally blow your siding off or put a hole in it. Um, you can destroy your home. And with soft wash, the equipment looks very similar. There's wands and so forth, but the application is where there's a big difference in what you're applying because with pressure washing, it's often just water under pressure, which will tear almost anything off it temporarily. But to your point, the soft wash process lasts much longer. What are you guys putting on the material, on the roof, on the siding to clean it?
So soft washing is going to utilize a ratio of solutions. Okay. We use 6X technology through soft wash systems. We're not a franchise. We co-brand with them. But what that technology allows us to do is sodium hypochlorite or bleach is the proprietary ingredient. That's the number one ingredient we're going to use. That scares some people. But again, you have living organisms growing on your home. If we want to get rid of those, it's like pest control. We have to kill those to make them go away. And when we do, that's where we get that 4 to 6 times longer. We're going to sanitize the surface. But then we have what I call additives or other solutions that are in little 6 gallon, what we call saddle tanks that our 6X technology allows us to just dial in. And those have different purposes. So we have our Greenwash. Greenwash is got an antimicrobial built into it. So when we spray the surface, it's going to make it the bleach stronger without using more. Okay, so it's an additive. It's going to put an antimicrobial on the surface, which means once we clean it, it's going to keep the mold spores from regrowing. All right, that's Greenwash. Then we have TerraWash. TerraWash is more for our what we call man-made stains or our non-organics. All right, so that's going to take care of dirt. It's going to take care of mud, clay. It's also really good at breaking up the spinneret bond in cobwebs and bugs nests. So you ever notice when you're like with a garden hose, for an example, and you're trying to get rid of the cobwebs and you're like on your front porch, and
Mhm.
they just kind of laugh at you and they sit there and just flop in the water and kind of laugh at you like I'm not coming off. What TerraWash as an additive does is that breaks up that stickiness, that spinneret bond. And it allows us, when we come in and rinse that off, you'll watch those cobwebs and bug nests just melt down the siding. So that's one of our additives. That also works really good on oil stains on driveways. Now, oil stains on a driveway, you're not going to completely take it out. You'll lighten them. The sun will bleach that out over time. But then we also have RainFresh. RainFresh is more of just a scent additive. We like it to smell good while we're cleaning your house. Nobody really wants to smell that bleach smell. But the other big thing to this too, Jim, is dilution ratios. So my technicians go through 20 hours plus of training. They're trained heavily, heavily, heavily on this. But you don't need the same ratio of solutions for every surface. Now, on a roof, whether that be a shingle, a slate roof, a cedar shake roof, we can clean all types of roofs. That's going to be your strongest solution ratio. We're going to kill you. Everybody's going to see those black streaks on that roof. We're going to kill that Gliocapsa that's growing up there. It's actually a mold that has migrated its way north out of the Caribbean. We're going to spray that. It's going to kill all that mold, make your roof look like new again. We can't make your roof new again. But speaking of shingle roofs, we also have a product called Restore that's in that arsenal. Now, Restore is going to be sprayed on post-treatment, and that's going to get the elasticity back. There's actually a third-party research study that's been done that says by applying our Restore product to your roof, it's going to allow the granular to stay on those shingles. It's going to make that shingle elastic again to where it isn't just, getting real hard and brittle and breaking apart and all the granulars end up in your gutter that then we're scooping out when we clean out your gutter. We also have a product called Final Wash. Not a lot of people have it, but you take your car to a car wash, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Do you just wash the car, or do you sometimes have it waxed?
You have a wax sometimes, yeah.
So we have a product called Final Wash, and people laugh at us when we pitch this, but we have a wax for your home. And people say, well, why would I want to wax my home? It's like, well, you wax your car. Why wouldn't you wax? Your home's a much bigger investment than your car. So we have a Final Wash product that we spray on the home when we're completely done. It's hydrophobic, so it's going to make water sheet off your siding, hardy board, whatever the surface is, better. It's going to also keep the mold and the mildew and the dirt and the grime from sticking to your home. And that also helps us to keep the home cleaner 4 to 6 times longer. So we have a lot of different solutions that we're able to use as a soft washer to help clean your home rather than just come in and, as you even said, Jim, just blast it with 3,000 PSI and blow out your windowsills and just tear apart your siding.
Yeah. Hey, Garrett, this has been great. The education's so important. People really need to understand what you do, how you do it, why you do it. You've done a great job of explaining that today. And I recommend to everybody to become educated before you have someone come out to your home with equipment. And Garrett and his team at Maverick Softwash are the people for that. Once again, Garrett, thank you so much for joining me today here on the program.
Thanks, Jim.